Hey, here's my video vlog. Man, am I getting bitten? I think I'm getting bitten by bugs at night, man. I need to keep my schnitz cleaner, man. Look at the back of my ear. I'm getting all kinds of bit up. I need to keep this place cleaner, and maybe it's time. I'm gonna get more aggressive probably, because this. I don't like this. Get more aggressive with killing the mice. I've got all these mice living in here. I have two ferrets. But the ferrets, like, don't seem to notice the mice. And the mice are really fast. I see how they run rat fast. A ferret could never catch it because they slip on my slippery wood floor. But anyway, what time is it? It's only 10:03. Yeah, I was smoking weed. And I'm gonna go and do the fonts of the Mahabharata on my education page, because I actually finished all 262 countries from the CIA World Factbook page at 4 in the morning. I was just working. And then I got up at 8:30 today, but I'm good. I'm rested. Because at 9 I had my meeting. My mom drove me down there because I'm too lazy to ride my bike. Plus my wheel is really loose. And my other bike I can't ride because the chain broke, and then the mountain bike I can't ride because the freewheel broke. But she likes driving me around. She's gonna come back later, and we're gonna go to the gym. We went to the gym yesterday. That was fun. Worked on the machines. But yeah, so I finished, all those countries. It was a long process because, like, I had to make a super big list. I'm gonna put it on Dreamweaver so I can do a word count, but this is the list so far. And this is just the font families, not the actual font, but those are all the ones that I can't use. The font shows up, and then I see it and it looks cool on Dreamweaver, but then I upload it on Firefox and it doesn't do anything. So, and then it takes forever to bring it up. I have to spin around for like 15 seconds. But so then I finished and I was like, okay, cool, man. I'm so tempted to build the first page because I thought I did, or sort of thought I did. Like America. I'd love to build America. CIA World Factbook America, but I'm not going to. So then I decided, the education page is super important. And it's crazy that I just abandoned it. I remember it was maybe like a year ago. I was doing the fonts and the icons, and then I think I abandoned it for a Google Earth thing, before I even got done with that. So now I'm gonna go and make sure that the fonts are on all of the books, all the complete books that are on my website. And so I'm starting at the top, and I noticed Mahabharata didn't have a font on it. So I went to see if there is a font called Mahabharata, and lo and behold, there was a font called Mahabharata that I built, but I didn't connect it. So I highlighted the word and connected it, and luckily the thing dropped down and it went down, so the computer's working well, because sometimes it barely moves. And so now I'm going on my Flickr to look at all of the different fonts to see which one to use, because it's right under India, so it has to be an Indian looking font, but not the same because it's right under it. I wanted it to be its own font because that's just how I set it up before, because I'm going font crazy. Because once I create a Mahabharata font, then I can make that the font on the Mahabharata page. I can have it like rainbow, like the living rainbow, but the shape of it can be in the Mahabharata font. It has to be an Indian looking font, which is like curved. You know, so like if it's like India, it would be curved, kind of like big curved letters. If it's Europe, it would have the frills on the end of it, big frills and super fancy looking. If it's African, it could be whatever. I choose the random ones for that, rustic looking ones. If it's South America, you know, I like to make it look maybe like, I don't know, maybe a little more conservative. Central Asia is like more, I guess, avant-garde, where it's missing shapes and stuff, and then Middle East is like where it looks wavy, you know, to try to make it look like. And then Asia, Northeast Asia, of course, like really jagged, you know, and like brush, done by a brush. Yeah, and you know, I can always tweak it and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna run down all of the books, and I don't know. Maybe I could do it today. I don't know how many there are, but I'm on a roll. I was kind of enjoying that. It was 2 days, and this will like hugely improve. See, he ran around and slipped. How my website looks, only to me though, which is the screwy thing. Or yeah, pretty much only to me, you know, because me and anybody who has Adobe Creative Cloud, because that way it gives you the license to all of their fonts, which are what I have on my website. So you can just download them off my font page. It gives you the whole folder, and then you just drag all those fonts into your font folder on your computer. And then you can look at my website on Firefox and see where every word is in different fancy funky font. It's pretty cool. So my birds like to do that whenever I talk. So yeah, and then after that, I have to make sure the links are working and that everything is complete, you know, with everything. Because I noticed on the menu of Google Earth stuff, it didn't show how many there were. And the links, yeah, in the order. It's kind of basic, I noticed. But I want to do the fonts first. So yeah, that's what I'll do all today. Because I think I'm going to wait. I don't want to try to get a job, any other job. Because I got a loan. I got my loan. And from the bank, and so I can pay on my credit cards and kind of re-look at everything and see what the deal is, see what the kind of, and see, you know, I don't know, maybe if I get a roommate, and then I'll wait in the mail till I get my marijuana license, because my mom said that marijuana fucking budsmans make $100,000 a year. I was like, the fuck? And they're always hiring him here, so it's like, wow, huh? No, but I really don't want to do that, get a job, but because I have so much to do here, but that's what the plan is. So today, I'm just gonna work on the computer. But my mom's gonna come back in an hour and a half or whatever, and wants to go to the gym. So that's cool. I got her into the idea yesterday. We did a bunch of machines. And I think it was like the first time I'd ever done it, like 3 sets of 10 of lifting weights on the machines. So yeah, I uploaded a video yesterday saying how like this, my leash was hung on my ceiling. I wanted to drink last night. I've been drinking more than like I have for a long time. I drank the other day, and then the other day before that, like 3 times in the last like week and a half or something. I don't know, because the whole font thing was tedious, and I kind of don't give a shit. And I was like, it was just fun, you know? I was just like, I felt like I wanted to, you know? And I'm not that fit, but I'm not hungover or anything. So yeah, yesterday I got like a cinnamon vodka or whatever. I think that's what it is. And then yeah, like one of those little vodkas. And I got all buzzed, and I was like, oh man, so I want more. at 10:30. So there was one place open, A-OK, I think. It's like one block away. It's the next block down. Well, the next block across the street, and then the one across the street from this block. Yeah, and I went in and I had to wait and behind this lady. And there was this guy behind me who was drunk, dude. He was all laughing. Like he actually let me in front of him. And he was like giggling and like talking to the lady's chihuahua that was growling at me. He's like, "Oh, you bathe, man, ha!" Anyway, and then I got my drink and I got my peppermint schnapps and I came back and, dude, when I came back, I walked forward and I was like, boom, right in front of my face was my leash, my ferret leash. The handle was up on the ceiling on top of the like wrapped around the top of the thing, and then the other one was hanging on the hook on the wall. So that you'd have to like duck to get under it, and I was like, the first thought that I had when I saw that was like, was that there before? No. And then I was like, well, did that fall from somewhere? No, stuff doesn't fall upward. So I was like, oh my God. So I was like, I uploaded a video like, the CIA broke into my apartment. But now I'm thinking, after I slept, now I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's a portent. Because I was telling my mom this morning, I read a lot of history books, and you know how like in the Madonna Like a Prayer album, or music video, Jesus Christ's hands start to bleed. It's even called a name. And people like to talk about how like the hands of statues in churches bleed out of the hand of the statue of Jesus. And then when the Israelites got attacked by all those Palestinians 5 months ago, all these Israelis, they were talking about like the magical coincidences and portents. Well, that's because if you read the Bible, that's like the only book you read. That's a huge part of it. But it's not just the Bible. It's also history books like Tacitus and Polybius. I'm doing Polybius now. I haven't heard it from that. But like Livy, anything, especially like in BC, like they actually officially would record the portents on the Capitol. It was like, and they would publish it as news. It would be part of the news. It would be a section in the newspaper, and get recorded in their records. And so it was like, it's like 25% of some of these history books. It's like 25% of the book, or 10% of the book. Like 10% of the book is a battle. 10% is conversation. 10% is it's describing a place, and then 10% is all the portents. And so, like birds flying down and landing on somebody's head, and then flying away, or the statues bleeding, or talking, or turning around, changing color, cows talking, dogs talking, cows giving birth to humans, humans giving birth to dogs. Just crazy stuff. Anyway, so I came back. I got up this morning. I was like, maybe it's supernatural, because as a historian, I like to read history books and listen to them like they're actual history books. Like the mythology, Greek mythology, I think is history. It's just distorted because it went through a period where they didn't have writing. And like things in the past, they carry over to the present. Like you're supposed to, like, the tradition of men carrying women across when they get married into their bed, into their room, their house, through the door threshold. That's a reenactment of the rape of the Sabine women in the year 753 BC, when the Romans needed to abduct women and carry them into their house against their will because there were no women in Rome. So they had people come to do games, and then they grabbed the women, and then they had a war afterwards. But the women jumped in the middle and told them to stop fighting. So yeah, so there's a huge, then other stuff. So maybe that, maybe supernatural stuff still happens, you know, because yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So anyways, kind of freaked me out. So I'm gonna lock my my door, my sliding door every time I leave my apartment, and yeah, that's it. That's all I can do. I can put the chain around the door at night. I locked my bedroom door last night, but then when I got up and came out, it was unlocked. So, but I tend to black out when I drink alcohol, and I also like my vision is a little bit like, you know, like fluttery in the morning. It wasn't like that this morning, but it was like that the other day, and I didn't even drink that much. So, anyways, if I develop a little bit of a, oh yeah, I can't do that anymore though because I'm out of money. Like I literally can't spend any money at all. I can't spend schnitz. So, so yeah, I was only doing that because it was kind of like, it was like I was celebrating because I was going to go in and do paperwork for the loan today, you know, and yeah, and I was just, yeah, trying to push through with this, and I finished it. So anyways, what I'm going to go do right now, which is fun, dude. I really like, it's really fun to smoke weed and do this. I but it gets harder and slow and like takes longer the longer I go to scroll down all of these different fonts because, you know, the selection gets smaller and smaller, and but it's fun to shop. You know, I've got 36 fonts from 11 font families, which is a lot. It doesn't seem like it's that many, but yeah. So I'm just gonna go down here, scroll down, and look for a font that is like bulbous, you know, and then see if that looks good. And I also have to make sure that they're all the right size because they're all different sizes. So you would set them to different sizes, and that makes. But then some of them you have to set it extra large or extra large, like the highest I can get it. And that makes it so that on Safari and even on the cell phone, you know, where it doesn't use the font comes through, but only in size. So you've got these like all these different sizes of words for the countries, but they're all in the same font, just different sizes. So whatever, man. I'm just gonna wait until technology catches up. It's bound to catch up in a few years. You know, with AI, maybe they can program the AI computer robots to put fonts on people's computers. Okay, so my mom was really mad at me the other day, yelling at me like we were screaming at each other. Told me that designing my website is useless. Like putting all these fonts on is useless, and the Google Earth is useless. It's all useless. You want to guess why? Because AI is going to do it anyway. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I don't think. I think I'll get to the end of that finish line quicker than the AI robot will. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to see if I can finish all the fonts on the books and everything else on the page so I can then look at the rest of the page and like fix the links. Dude, this is super duper fun, man. This is like the best. This is the most fun thing I can imagine. To tie up the loose ends and make it look cool, because now it's starting to look cool and work, and I'm like, oh wow, oh my god, you know, it's just like that. So yeah, so I shall talk to you tomorrow.